What's up, y'all? Entropy here. Welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. Coming off a big win against Army to improve to 4-1 on the season, the one loss being to Tennessee on the road. We've got the UTSA Roadrunners coming to town at a 1-4 record, 0-1 in conference play. Our bitter rivals. If you remember last season, I've referenced it a number of times in preparation for this game because it's a big game for us for reasons I'll refresh the viewer's memory of in a minute. They destroyed us at their place, and I want to say they won by 30, maybe 40 points. Wasn't even remotely competitive, and our offense just was terrible all day. But the moment everyone remembers was when they called a halfback pass on their final drive to put to like up 30 points. They call a halfback pass, which was absolutely insane. So I wanted to see what they've been up to this year because I'm curious. They played Texas State in a rivalry game, it looks like, the I-35 showdown, and won 49-41. They lost to Texas by 25, not surprising. They got smoked by Colorado State, who is 4-1 on the year, so that's apparently a good team, but yikes. Lost to Charlotte 33-28, and they played Kentucky at home for some reason, number 19 Kentucky, and only lost by a touchdown. So that's kind of interesting. So that's a really good performance for a team that apparently hasn't been very good this year. So I don't really know what to think of that. Anyway, that makes me a little more nervous than their record itself would indicate. But there was a lot of recruiting news at the end of the last episode. We got a whopping 4 commits, which was insane. We got a receiver, a Mike linebacker, a guard, and a corner. So that was awesome to see. So I had a lot of points to play with. So I have Jermaine Timms. He's a 4-star running back, a north-south receiver archetype. Not the kind of archetype I typically go after, but he's the 70th ranked player in the country from Memphis, Tennessee, and appears to be very well-rounded. He isn't fast, though. That's the one thing that he's kind of lacking, and even though he's a highly rated player, it is the reason I didn't particularly prioritize going after him, because I like guys that have speed. However, he does come in with 71 awareness, which is good for a freshman, at least compared to most of the freshmen we bring in. And everything else about him is good. He doesn't really have a lot to improve on. I just hope that he gets faster, essentially, and maybe improves his elusiveness a little bit. But a very interesting player, and no one else. He's got an impressive list of top schools, all like cream of the crop programs, basically. But he's got no offers and no movement from any of them. So we're going to try and slide in and maybe steal them from these schools. It is worth noting that I only have 40 points into them, and I'll get to why in a second. So yeah, we're going to try and get in this race and see if we can bring him in. That would be awesome, even though, as I said, the speed is just the one thing I don't love about the guy. But the other thing that I also had points to spend on is I wanted to improve our defensive tackle room, because outside of Marcus Burris Jr., who is a transfer and is a senior, so he's gone after this season, we really only have the freshman Dimitri Dunsmore, who had a nice game last week against Army, and we're very excited about him, but he can't be the only guy. Like, we need to bring in at least one other guy. So I took to the recruiting the prospect list and tried to find some guys. So Trevor Kalu is a guy I offered a scholarship to, but as you can see, I have 50 points in Emmett Corner, who is a 3-star gem speed rusher from Mobile, Alabama. And take a look at this dude's attributes: 90 strength, 83 acceleration, 78 finesse moves, 75 speed, 80 pursuit, 79 tackle. Obviously, his power leaves a bit to be desired, which is kind of interesting because he has 90 strength, but his block shedding and power moves are not great. 57s for both of those. His awareness is also not very good at a 60, but holy crap if I'm not excited about the potential of this dude. So we offered him a scholarship, and we immediately sent the house on him, and that is why the running back Jermaine Timms only has 40 points into him, was because I prioritized getting this guy 50. So Steelbreaker's playing time. Obviously, we can offer him a ton of playing time. He's a top 500 kid in the country. Not a great list of schools we're going after either. The one thing working against us is we don't have a pipeline in Alabama. But, I mean, gosh dang, if I didn't try to bring this guy in, I would be remiss. So, yeah, He is a very, very interesting prospect and one that I suddenly would love to bring in and is like one of the guys on the board I want the most just out of nowhere. I just added him to the board. And obviously the big storyline of the week, because it's visit week for four-star wide receiver Ofisa Vea, who, as you can see, Texas Tech has slid in with a visit on week 10. Fortunately, not week 8. But if we want to win this recruitment, winning this game is going to have to... We're going to have to win this game, essentially. I think if we lose this game, get those 4 down arrows working against us, I think we'll get passed immediately by Oklahoma State. And then with a visit from presumably... Well, Arkansas might get cut out because he might reach his top 3, which would suck for them. And then Texas Tech with a visit. I just wouldn't feel optimistic about it at all. So this is a game that we have to win if we want to win the Ofisa Vea recruitment. So huge week for that. We've been going after him all year. I said I would keep going after him as long as we were leading for him, and it looked like we had an actual shot at him, and that has held true. Through the first 6 weeks, it's now week 7, and we're still in the lead for him. So if we can get a huge boost from visit week, maybe we'll be able to bring him in. I don't know if he'll commit this week necessarily, but maybe we could at least create a huge gap between us and the rest of these schools. So huge visit week, a lot of ramifications on the recruiting trail, because Ofisa Vea could kind of be a class headliner for us with his 86th in the country ranking and 4-star status. So gotta land him, and winning this game would be a huge way of helping that. It's a rivalry game, so it seems as good a reason as any to break out the Deep Sea uniforms. Our blackouts that have no white in the uniform, it's just a black and blue look. And we got the FT block letter logo on the one side of the helmet, and then the fishing hooks on the other side. Yeah, this seems like a great occasion to break out these things. I don't think this is a night game, which sucks a little bit, but, you know, I still think they're still going to look cool regardless. And here we are back at Rob Jones Stadium. The UTSA Roadrunners are in town, and we're starting with the ball. Jelani Watkins, who has been nothing short of a superstar for us this season, will return the kick. Only gets out to about the 20. I wish there was more fanfare for the team builder teams. Like, I know they don't have, like, entrances programmed in or anything, but it would be nice, you know, as they show some fake rivalry history for this game. I only care about the history we know about, which is that they killed us last year. Blackout uniforms versus whiteout uniforms is a fantastic matchup in the uniform department. Duke Clark, I don't know what that was. He just straight up stopped running as I tried to cut up field with him, but he does get 6. Clark bounces over to the right side, does get the handoff. Wow, speeds past that first defender and is able to get the first down. How about the acceleration? And there you see the top right, Ofisa Vea visiting this week. Gotta get the win. RPO, we're going to throw it out to Watkins. Has the speed to get the edge and gets the first down. His speed cannot be overstated. He is so fast. Keeper for Chris. Can he get some blockers? Doesn't really, and gets 9. And Jelani Watkins is injured. Oh, no. Oh, please don't be serious. We cannot lose him. We cannot lose him. Please do not be seriously injured. Play action. Blake Smith is just wide the crap open on the left side. And it's a huge play for the Marlins. Blake Smith cuts back inside. Stiff arming, spinning down to the 6-yard line. Zion Chris's first pass of the day, that wasn't an RPO at least, is a huge one. And we get down to the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. All right, Jelani Watkins has bruised ribs. Yeah, sub in whoever. We are not risking long-term injury for Jelani Watkins. Absolutely not. Hand off for Clark. Man, I probably should have just cut that upfield. I ended up losing like a few yards there. 2nd and goal. It's a power read. Oh, I read that so wrong. I thought the edge was going for the running back, but he actually was going for Chris. We lose 2 more, and it's 3rd and goal from the 11. I do not want to settle for a field goal on this first drive. However, I also do not want to throw an interception or something stupid here. Oh, Watkins, we almost had him. Chris kind of missed it, and I don't know why he was on the field. I said I didn't want him out there, but he made a diving effort anyway. Hopefully I didn't hurt him further, and unfortunately we are going to have to just settle for the field goal. We got to take the points for sure. It's not worth it to go for it, and Clay Bishop knocks it through. Freeport Tech takes a 3-0 lead here. Really wish we could have punched in for a touchdown, but at least we have a lead. Looks like Owen McCown is back for the Roadrunners. He was their quarterback last year, and he absolutely destroyed us. Oh my gosh. What? What? Are you serious? How? That should have been a loss of at least 5 yards. How did he get out of that? That's a load of crap, man. After miraculously not losing yards, UTSA... Oh, come on, man. I think that was Brewer. I think J.D. Drew's still injured. You cannot be missing tackles like that. Pass rush needs to get home. McCown is all day back there. And it's a completion over the middle. They're down to the 37. Their offense is clicking already. McCown deep over the middle. It's intercepted! He overthrew it, and Dante Carter makes the interception. I wasn't ready for him to catch that. I was actually waiting to try and hit the receiver. But it was such a horrible overthrow that Carter was just waiting for it. And it's a turnover forced by the defense. Let's go, baby. We're going to try and create a little bit of breathing room. Oh my gosh, that was almost a safety. That was nearly a worst case scenario. Oh gosh. I'm going to throw the ball here. I don't feel good running it here. Watkins over the middle. He's got it. And he's got the first down, fighting through a rib injury. Jelani Watkins gets us some breathing room. Huge play. This time Chris with the keeper. Blocking didn't set up. And he's going to lose a yard. Play action to Clark. Man, oh man, that was just nothing doing. And Zeon Chris is going to have some running room, and he's going to get a huge play with his legs. Zeon Chris, his legs were a huge factor for us last week. I believe he ended up being our leading rusher, and his legs getting involved early again. Oh gosh, dude, Clark got destroyed there. We're just going to flip it to Smith, who gets taken out and injured on the play. The safety or corner or whoever it was, the defensive back, laid a huge hit on his lower body. Jalen Brooks now in the ball game, understandable with Clark taking a huge hit. And he's got a hole to run through. He's found a seam and gets down to the 42-yard line of UTSA across midfield. Another play action. We're going to roll out with Chris. Can LeCounte bring it down? He does! He snatches it out of the air. And it's going to be a huge play for the offense if it stands. It looks like... Yes, they called pass interference on the defense. Obviously, we are going to decline it because despite it, we still had a huge play, and we're once again in the red zone looking to score. Taylor looking for running room. I thought he had it. They marked him down at the 1. Duke Clark back in the game now. Blocking sets up nicely, and Clark knifes his way in. It's a touchdown for the Marlins. On top early, already up 2 scores thanks to the turnover forced by Dante Carter. We're in business. Good to see Duke Clark back out there because he took a huge hit on that play action play. I thought we might lose him for a quarter or so, but showing some toughness. And he capitalizes, getting a touchdown. UTSA's offense was looking very efficient on that first drive until we forced the turnover. So even though we're up, oh my gosh, Dante Carter got hurt too. Even though we're up 10, I'm not feeling like great about the defense at the moment. Especially if we keep losing guys to injuries. I mean, gosh dang, man. It's a handoff, trying to get to the outside. Patterson comes down and makes the tackle. The backup safety who got in the game just because of the injury to Dante Carter, making his presence felt already. It's going to be 3rd and 3. They call no huddle, trying to get this play in before the end of the quarter. Kennedy missed. The running back went wide. He wasn't ready for that. And it's a huge play for UTSA to get across midfield. Dang it, I wanted to get off the field. Start of the second quarter now. UTSA just past midfield, looking to keep the momentum going. Oh boy, I got lost looking at... They had a receiver that looked like he was wide open deep over the middle. Thankfully, McCown didn't see him, but they still had a good play there to get a first down. It's an RPO, little hitch route. Jace Nolan, good to see him back on the field after the injury last week. Makes the tackle. Man, UTSA likes this wide split look, which I don't love because I would prefer to run man against it. Boy, the pass rush got in there. I don't know who that was. Someone got a nice lick in on McCown, though. It's going to be 3rd and 6. McCown all day back there to throw. It finally goes down. Dimitri Dunsmore, the freshman defensive tackle, gets through, and it's going to be 4th and 8, and they're kicking a field goal. This is setting up to be like a 47-yarder. This is far from a gimme. It's blocked! Marshall off the end, and it's going to be a turnover. Freeport Tech blocked the field goal, And this rivalry game is off to an incredible start for the Marlins. How about it? I don't even know Marshall's first name. He's one of our depth corners, but he got off the edge and made the play. How about that? Everything coming up Freeport to start this game as they're trying to... Oh, dude, Clark fumbled just as I opened my big stupid mouth. We had all the momentum, and just like that, it's gone with the turnover. Gosh, friggin' dang it, Duke. Hang on to the ball. This looks an awful lot to me like Clark still has the ball and is down. Can I challenge this? I'm going to try challenging it. I'm going to challenge that it fumbled it. I have won challenges in this game before. Definitely in College Football 25. I don't know if I've won one in College Football 26 yet. But that to me looks like he's down by contact and then the ball came out. I think this should get overturned. But we'll see. You can never count on the computer to do anything correctly, just like real life refs. Oh, they actually got it right. They called him down, and we keep the ball. Let's go. Blake Smith and Jelani Watkins are both on the field again, and both of their wear and tears are gone, so that's fantastic. Glad to see that they have healed up properly, and we're going to hit Watkins right on cue across the field, and it's going to be another big gain for the Marlins down to the 34-yard line. This offense... I know I said it after the first week in particular, but this offense is such a completely different animal from last season. It's crazy. Going to be another keeper for Chris. Oh, a huge block laid on the right side. I don't know if that was one of our linemen or what, but my gosh, someone got demolished. I'm wondering if that was him. I mean, that was a huge block on the right side that freed Chris up to get there. I was hoping we'd see a replay, but no. Second and short. Going to try and hit Watkins again. Boy, that wasn't a great pass from Chris. He had to jump for it, but fortunately he held on. Chris, speed option, pitch out to Clark. Clark got the edge, had a blocker, didn't quite hold, but he's going to be down to the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Clark again. Oh, a great block, and it's going to be a touchdown. Number 63, putting in the work, the offensive lineman. I don't know who that is off the top of my head, but my gosh, he put a dude on the ground and then immediately went and put another dude on the ground to open up a massive running lane for Duke Clark. And that is why we love offensive linemen here in Freeport. That is how you score points. You put dudes in the turf. I almost said in the dirt, but this is a turf field, I believe. So on the turf. And my gosh, we are pouring it on already in this first half. UTSA does not have an answer for our offense at the moment, aside from stopping us in the red zone once. And we're already up 17-0 here in the somewhat early stages of the second quarter. UTSA coming out 5 wide look here. McCown drops back looking, got a receiver. Brewer couldn't make the tackle, but he actually regained his footing and lost 5 yards because of it, so that's kind of funny. Quick arrow to the left side, no one near him. It's a catch for a good chunk of yards there. It's going to be first and 10. I really hate playing no-huddle teams. I say it every time we play one, but I just can't stand it. Chase Nolan had to fight for that tackle, but does finally get the running back on the ground for a loss of 4. McCown drops back, looking over the middle, got a receiver. It's completed, gets 6 back, makes it a little more manageable for 3rd and 8. I hate these wide split teams, too, because it's so hard to play. It's so hard to not play zoning, or what am I trying to say? It's so hard to play zone against them because you just get mismatches on the outside and then it'll hit you with some RPO screens and crap. But they complete it there, and it's going to be another big gain for UTSA. Some momentum back on their side finally after a couple turnovers. I assume that was supposed to be to the running back, but he got caught up in a block. It's a handoff, and there's no one there. It's a huge run for UTSA. They're down to the 9, first and goal. Now going 5 wide. McCown drops back, looking over the middle. Got a receiver. Sanders couldn't get him down. Dante Carter actually keeps him out of the end zone. What an effort. And it's going to be second and goal from the 1. Second and goal from the 1. We're sending 6. We're just going to bet on a run play here. It is a handoff. And Wyatt Foster brings them down. Loss of 4. Third and goal from the 5. Third and goal. Holding them to a field goal here would be massive if we can pull it off. Pass rush isn't going to get home. Oh my gosh, it was almost intercepted. It was caught. It was caught? I thought that was incomplete. I could have swore I saw the ball bouncing free. I thought Marquez Vick had knocked it out, but no, it was caught for a touchdown. UTSA finally on the board here in this rivalry game. Micah Gilbert. Can we get a replay of that? I would love to see how this ended up. So Marquez Vick was there. I thought he was going to pick it off. Oh, he just snagged it and held on through the contact. That's what it was. Dang it, man. Marshall unable to block the extra point attempt. So it's going to be 17-7, 2.5 minutes left. We started with the ball too, so I want to get another one before the end of the half. Fake the jet. We're going to give Broussard a chance. He's 6'3". Can he use that frame? No, he can't. Oh, dude, try and catch it off the bounce. You might have had it. But it's going to be 2nd and 10. 2 minutes to go here in this first half. A huge third down here. Can we get it to Broussard? Yes, we can. They weren't on him, and it's going to be a third down conversion for the offense. And clock's going to be running, so we got to think about the time a little bit. Try and get it to LeCount. He does get it, and he's got a running lane, and he's got a first down. Going to be a speed option for Chris. Pitches it out to Clark. No one else is out there. They didn't set the edge. Clark breaking tackles. I believe he's still inbound, so clock will start, but that's a great run. Time's of the essence, but we're not like panicking and trying to force some plays to happen here. Zeon Chris with another nice carry, and it's going to be another first down for the Marlins. You can't get desperate in these situations when you actually have some time to work with, but you definitely got to be smart about the clock here. Ah, that was unfortunate. I was hoping to be able to throw the bubble screen, but they were kind of on that. Oh, God. Can I get it to phase on over the middle? Oh, my gosh, that was almost intercepted. Chris, dude, you got to get that ball down. You can't be doing that down in the red zone. 3rd and 7. Chris drops back, is looking. There's no one to throw it to. I'm going to have to throw this away. And we're going to have to settle for the field goal here, which would only put us up 13 points. So I'm not enthused about it, but I can't go for it comfortably on 4th and 7. Bishop kicks it up and through. UTSA down 13 points. We'll be getting the ball back with all 3 timeouts. Gosh dang it, I really wish we could have gotten a touchdown there, but just can't let anything stupid happen here before the end of the half. Oh my gosh, where's the coverage? Where is the coverage? It's going to be a huge return for UTSA, and not only that, it's going to be a touchdown. Guys, what the frick happened? There was just no one there. He just ran up the middle. No one was there to stop him. And despite the fact that we have dominated this game for the most part, UTSA now finds themselves an extra point away from making it a 6-point game. I mean, we were in control here. We were up 17-0 at one point. And their offense found a rhythm and got a touchdown, and we give that up. And now here right before the end of the half, we're only up 6. I want to be aggressive here, but at the same time, the last thing I need is like a pick 6 or something stupid to happen. So we're just going to try a screen pass to Clark. And we'll call a timeout, I guess. Maybe we'll try one deep shot. We're going to try and throw it to Broussard. He may have overthrown him a bit. And yeah, the corner had a shot at it. Only 1 second left. One more time to Broussard. Maybe he'll make a miracle catch. Who knows? It's batted in the air. Falls incomplete. That's going to do it for the first half. We had it. We had this game well within control. And all of a sudden, UTSA has found their way back in it. And we're only up 6 at the break. And they're starting with the ball, I believe. So that's just the worst case scenario for us right now. Start of the second half. All the momentum we had has been completely flipped to UTSA. And they hit us with an RPO like seam route. And they're already close to midfield. Play action. McCown under duress. Just chucks it deep. Brewer, make a play. Yeah, baby. Micah Brewer goes up and gets it. And it's an interception for the Marlins. The second one we've forced today. And Micah Brewer filling in at the #1 corner spot because of the J.D. Drew injury. Makes the play when it was there to be made. That was a prayer from McCown. And I'm so glad we made him pay for it. Let's go, baby. Let's go get a touchdown now. Dude, Clark with the handoff. Good cut. Oh, if he could have gotten free. Oh my gosh, he might have. I mean, I don't know if he would have been gone, but he would have had maybe one guy to beat. But he got stuck and instead only gained 2. Trying to layer that into Smith. What a throw from Chris. Beautiful touch, and it's going to be a first down. Play action. Pressure gets in. Can we get Broussard? Yes, we can! A huge play! And it's down to the 34-yard line. Chris sent him upfield, and Broussard made the catch. Another good throw from Chris, and we're down to the 34. Oh, yes. Good vision there from Clark to get behind that blocker, and it's an 8-yard run. Play action. Watkins wide open to the outside. And it's going to be a nice little gain and a first down. Antonio Bickley checks into the game at running back. And, I tried to guess around the blocking, and it just didn't work, unfortunately. He only gained 3. Jalen Brooks in the ball game now. It's going to be a handoff to him. Cuts it upfield, fights ahead, and gets the first down. First and goal from the 7. Brooks and Taylor in the backfield together. This is, of course, our favorite little RPO play. We're going to throw it out to Taylor, and he's got the edge, and he's got the touchdown. Marlins respond after getting the interception from McCown to start the half, and we're back on top by 2 scores. I wonder if the OC is going to want to go for it here, perhaps, to go up a complete 2 scores. We'll have to see here. Yes, they will. 2-point conversion try here. Chris takes the snap. Is looking. Can he take it himself? He can! Touchdown! Or not touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt is good. We're back on top by 14 points, which, yeah, it's essentially, it's very similar to being up 12 points, but it does feel good to know that 2 touchdowns will just tie the game. And that was a great drive from the offense. We desperately needed to get all of the momentum back on our side. And now we're back up 2 scores, and they will not be housing this kick return for a touchdown. Running back goes in motion to the right. It's going to be a quick pass. Marquez Vick over there to force him out of bounds, but they gain 5. Oh, geez, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, my gosh. How was that not, like, intercept? How in the world was it completed at all? It should have been at least knocked out, if not intercepted. It is going to bring up 3rd and 3, though. And UTSA coming out in I formation, which is it's quite out of the ordinary for them. They've done a lot of spread stuff. McCown making all kinds of checks at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a handoff, and Sanders is going to make the play. Mekhi Sanders comes down from his cornerback spot and gets the TFL, and UTSA is going to have to punt it. Jelani Watkins, of course, back to return this. And it's going to be, it looks like a solid return. Yeah, probably if I just ran forward, I would have gotten a few more yards, but I obviously was going for the bigger play. We're going to try and absolutely demoralize our rival here. We're going to go play action. You know I want Smith on the wheel route, and we'll see if we can get it to work. The coverage is pretty good, and Smith couldn't bring it in. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Probably should have looked elsewhere. I thought I saw Vic hobbling off after that punt return, but all right, I guess we'll sub in Sanders for now, but that's too bad. Jalen Brooks in the game and gets very close to the first down. Does not quite get it, but it'll be 3rd and 1. Okay, what the crap is this look from their defense? They are all in on stopping the run, but I gotta imagine one of these dudes is gonna go. Yeah, Blake Smith is just completely uncovered, and it's gonna be a huge play. Does he have the wheels? He knows it's a touchdown for the Marlins. UTSA with a defensive lapse. They were so set on trying to stop the run that they just completely forgot to account for the tight end in the slot. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Marlins. How do you leave a man that wide open? Oh my gosh. Obviously, we will happily take it. It's not like our defense has never made an error before. If you watched last season, good Lord, the amount of defensive lapses we had. But that is a huge play, and that has got to take the air out of the UTSA sideline as we now take a 35-14 lead here in the second half. 1st and 10 for UTSA. It's a keeper for McCown. And Dante Carter does not let that get anywhere. He only gets 1. It's another keeper for McCown. Can Kennedy get out there? He does. Keeps him short of the line gain. It'll be 3rd and 3. Running back goes in motion out wide. So now it's a 5-wide look. It's a quick hitter. Can we make the tackle? Oh my gosh, we had him for a second. Oh, Freeney had him and Carter pushed him forward for the first down. Gosh dang it. McCown all day. He's going to go deep. He's testing Brewer again. Brewer couldn't make the interception, but does knock it down. He's making the plays he needs to make out there. It's tough when you're on an island as a corner, but he's doing a good job. 2nd and 10. It's a handoff. Oh my gosh, Derek Simmons. Just a ridiculous play from the defensive end. He did that last week too, where he was like engaged with a blocker and just stuffed the running back by himself. What a ridiculous player this guy is. I hope he stays, man, beyond this season. 3rd and 12 for the Roadrunners here. And he's going to launch a prayer down the left sideline this time. Mekhi Sanders is back there and makes the interception. Wide receiver couldn't bring him down. He's got room to run. He's got a few blockers. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He tries to cut it back, and he's finally wrestled down at the 46-yard line. But Mekhi Sanders intercepting McCown for, what is that, the 3rd time today, I think? The secondary is all over his passes, and we've got the ball back nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. Up 35-14. We are firmly back in control, just as we needed to be from the start of the 2nd half. That we've responded from their they fought back valiantly at the end of the 1st half, but we've responded right back and taken all of the momentum. Just try to flip that over to Taylor. Yeah, that was never gonna work. They were all over that. Keeper for Chris. Yeah, I tried to cut behind Blake Smith, who was the pole blocker there. Didn't really get much. It'll be 3rd and 7, and I'm just going to let this quarter run out. If you think I am going to be conservative here, you are absolutely wrong. I haven't forgotten what this team did to us last season. We are going to be aggressive, and we are going to get the 1st down. Watkins fought for it valiantly, but didn't quite get there. Gosh dang. No, we are not punting it from their 37. Are you out of your mind? Haven't seen much of Duke Clark in the 2nd half, which is a bummer because of how good he is. It looks like he must be struggling with wear and tear. But Jalen Brooks does get the 1st down, but he looks injured on the play. He actually might be dead. He's not even moving. Play action here. We're just going to throw one up for Smith. It's batted away. Keeper for Chris. Got a seam to run through. And it's a huge run for Zion Chris down to the 15-yard line. Oh my gosh, that was going to be a huge play for Brooks. And Alexander Kilgore just exploded through the line. I want LeCount. Oh my gosh, what a block laid by, who was that, Blake Smith out there? Gosh dang. I just thought that was going to be a nice little game. It was almost a touchdown. Speed option. We're going to... Dude, pitch it already. Oh my gosh. Marquise Taylor, he's going to have another touchdown. His 2nd of the game on the speed option play. He kind of did... I think I must have did something wrong when I pressed the pitch button because he originally faked the pitch and almost got drilled for it. Zion Chris did. But he does end up getting the pitch off, and Marquise Taylor is able to beat the defenders to the pylon again. And it's his 2nd touchdown of the game, and we're up 41, soon to be 42 to 14 over the rival Roadrunners. What a performance this has been, particularly from the offense. Backups are in the game now, just over 5 minutes left. I don't want to risk any injuries anywhere as they get started with a 7-yard rush. Oh, the blocking set up beautifully, and it's going to be a huge run for the running back. Malone comes over and ends up making the tackle, but it's a huge gain. They're down to 37. RPO. Oh my gosh, that should have been picked. Malone was right in that throwing lane, and somehow it went over his head. Dang it. Quick little RPO, and it's going to be a 1st down somehow. McCown looking. All his receivers are in the end zone. He's not even going to throw it. He's going to run it. Come on, man. You got to chuck that up. Instead, he scrambles ahead for a 1st down. RPO, little screen, and that is a good tackle for Tyron Scott. 2-minute timeout approaching as they do another little quick hitter for about a yard, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. UTSA just trying to get some pity points at the end here. Obviously, the margin of victory does have an impact on the recruiting visit, so I don't want to give up any points here. Oh, I missed on McCown a few times, and he's short. It's going to be 4th and 1, and obviously they're going to go for it. Why would they not? Keeper for McCown. Oh, they're going to say he got it. I thought we kept him short, but no. Oh my gosh, the Red Sea parted for him, and hopefully that doesn't kill us on the recruiting visit. but they get an absolute garbage time touchdown here to cut the lead back to 3 scores with just about a minute left in the game. Obviously, our backups were in the game, so theoretically, I probably should have kept the starters out there if I cared that much about the margin of victory necessarily. But, is what it is. They are going to try an onside kick, so we will try to prevent that from happening. It's a high one, and Carter goes up and gets it, and that is going to likely be it. They still have their timeout, so I'll probably run plays just because the backups are in. Ooh, that didn't go anywhere. They were all over that. Keeper for Haney. Oh, the speed. Look at him go. Look at the juke! And he fights ahead. What a run for Haas Haney. I just cannot wait for this dude to be our starter. Not that I'm, like, pushing Zeon Chris out or anything, because Zeon Chris has been absolutely incredible for us. Oh, I forgot to turn juke clock on. But Zeon Chris has been absolutely incredible for us this season. But you get a guy with 93 speed out there, and I'm obviously going to be pretty excited about using him. And they were determined to not let him hurt him again there. And that is going to do it for this game. Freeport Tech getting a huge rivalry win over the UTSA Roadrunners. 42-21. The Deep versus the Meep is what I called this game. I could not remember the name of this one, but that is what we called it. Because obviously we're a deep sea fish, and the Roadrunner says meep meep. That is where that came from. But what a win for this team. My gosh, 42-21. Once that second half hit and we forced that interception and got another touchdown, we firmly were in control of this game. Zeon Chris had 301 yards passing. I didn't even realize that. 16 for 25, 64% completion. Isn't the greatest, but did have a touchdown. And man, oh man, what a day for him through the air. 301 yards. That's nuts. On the ground, Zeon Chris was our leading rusher again. He had 9 carries for 80 yards. I would normally be concerned about running a quarterback this much, but as you can see there, he's got gold workhorse, and it seems to be working. He very rarely has any wear and tear problems. So he's been very dependable on the ground and able to use him a lot, which is nice. Duke Clark had 12 carries for 59 and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, as he kind of has a lot this year, did sit out most of the second half, which is a shame. Or at least a good portion of the second half. I don't know if it was most necessarily, but I felt like he was gone a while. But when he was on the field, he was awesome. Averaged almost 5 yards a carry, had 2 touchdowns. Jalen Brooks did well in his absence, 6 for 36. Marquise Taylor, 3 for 14, also had 2 touchdowns, one on the RPO swing pass and then one on the speed option. Haas Haney, 2 for 12. Getting some garbage time looks in, and Antonio Bickley, the freshman, had 1 for 3. The receiving numbers are going to be something else. Oh my gosh, Blake Smith, 4 catches for 111 and a touchdown, long of 51. Awesome to see that kind of production from anyone in their passing game, to be quite honest. Because it's not often we get any crazy stat lines in receiving. Jelani Watkins, 6 catches for 66. Very involved today. No touchdowns, no like ridiculous plays necessarily, but his speed is hard to account for defenses. Eric LeCount, 3 for 60. He got involved. Harvey Broussard III had 2 for 58. And Duke Clark had 1 catch for 6 yards. There's the kind of numbers we're used to. Peyton Kirkland, 9 pancakes. Absolutely insane. Tyquan Reed had 5. Aaron Fenimore had 4. Dante Corn had 3. Isaiah Griffin had 3. Xavier Walker had 1. And Blake Smith had 1. So even one of the backup linemen got in on the pancake action. Defensively, 8 total tackles for Jace Nolan, our leading tackler on the day. Dante Carter had 6 himself. Mekhi Sanders had 6. Paul Freeney had 6 as well. And then Jalil Patterson had 4 in his action as well, because he came in after Carter got hurt. So he made his presence felt. Dimitri Dunsmore had 2 TFLs, and Patterson had 2 TFLs as well. How about that? Tyron Scott had a TFL. Derek Simmons had a TFL. His was insanely impressive, as we've come to expect from him. Wyatt Foster had a TFL. Mekhi Sanders had 1, and Jason Nolan also had 1. Only 1 sack on the day, and it was for Dimitri Dunsmore. 3 interceptions. Micah Brewer had 1. Mekhi Sanders had 1, and Dante Carter had 1. His, of course, was on the opening drive for UTSA, and Mekhi Sanders had the big one to open the second half. So good to see that kind of production from the secondary. They made Owen McCown, I think his name's Owen McCown's life very difficult. Let me make sure I got his name right just to be safe. Yes, Owen McCown is in fact the name of their quarterback. So that was absolutely awesome to see. the secondary get involved. And yeah, sick. Very good job all around for the defense. They were feasting out there, that's for sure. Micah Brewer did also have a pass deflection for it was another deep ball that McCown just kind of chucked downfield, and Brewer made the play. He's been good as the number 1 corner. Hopefully we get JD Drew back soon, but nice to see Brewer holding his own. I've been running more man this year, and he seems to not be getting... None of these guys seem to be getting absolutely, like, toasted. But I'd feel a lot better with Drew back for sure. Hopefully he's back soon. I know he's, like... I think he's, like, week to week now. Like, it doesn't say multiple weeks on his injury report. It just says week to week, so... He could come back anytime, but it's going to be hard to predict, unfortunately. We got to level up. Almost got 2 levels up, actually, in 1 week, which is crazy. I guess you get a lot of credit for winning a rivalry game, so we may finally have a decision to make on what to do with that. I do think I'm going to get the Tactician tree unlocked. I do have recruiter stuff I could put it into. I do want to get the increased starting interest from the remaining position groups. Ideally before next season, obviously. So I guess before the off season, really. But I do think I want to get Tactician. Plus, we get the bonus XP just for getting wins, which obviously we've gotten quite a few of them to start the season here. So I think this is going to be a worthwhile investment for us. So we'll unlock Tactician, and then what do I want to put this one into? See, these first upgrades are, like, it depends on, like, the position group. Like, obviously, having spin, juke, and ball carrier vision increases for defensive backs is not a high priority for me. And then, like, the wide receivers and tight ends get blocking boosts, which, honestly, that may not be a bad idea. And then, like, you get pass block and run block improvements from running backs and fullbacks. I think I'm going to put it into one of these two. I want to get the blocking... That's one of the first things I would like to see improved. Even though it's been quite good to start this year, it's always a good thing to improve. So I think I'm going to go with, let's see, pass block and impact block for O-lineman, or run block power and run block finesse for wide receiver. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get the tight ends improved at blocking. The tight ends are on the field a lot. We don't run like 4 wide very often. So there's usually always a tight end on the field. And if those dudes can open up more running lanes for the running backs, we could do some serious damage. So let's do that. Conference win. Freeport Tech records a key American Conference win after beating UTSA 42-21. Yes, key is definitely the word for it. UTSA is a rival of ours. We had our top recruiting target, I should say, visiting for the game. So yeah, that was a key win for sure, and we won it pretty commandingly as well. So we'll see how much that helps us as we advance the week here. But I'm feeling good. It's hard to not feel good after getting a win like that. We got a commitment. Oh, Visa Vea commits. We had such a good recruiting visit for him that he decided to commit to Freeport Tech on the spot. Didn't even leave Freeport before he committed. The 4-star wide receiver from Euless, Texas. We've been looking forward to this game for several weeks now, anticipating this recruiting visit, and it pays off. Huge commitment for the Marlins. That is just awesome. And that is everything we could have hoped to happen in this episode right there. Not even giving the other schools a chance to get their visits in. Just got it. Let's go, baby. That is so exciting. I'm so hyped for him. And his deal breaker's proximity to home as well. So he's a guy that I anticipate will be here for the long haul as well. What else we got? Tavares James has reached his top 3. We're the only school to offer him a scholarship. That's not surprising. And Ben McClure has reached his top 5. We're battling UTSA for him, ironically. So it looks like we have a bit of a gap on him, though. So we'll see if that can hold. He's not like a top target of mine necessarily, but we could use the linebacker help. So he's definitely a guy I would like to get. What a way to end the episode. Getting our biggest commit of the season, probably of the entire series at this point in terms of true freshman recruits. Obviously, we had a huge transfer portal class, but that's a huge recruiting win for Coach Ropy and the Marlins, as the Marlins improved to 5-1 with the win over the rival UTSA Roadrunners. Temple next on the docket, sitting at 4-2. So that, and on the road, that's definitely going to be a test. But this team has been ready for every test that has come their way this season. So who knows? We may come out with another win and earn our bowl eligibility next week, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for joining me this week. Huge win. Great season we've been having so far. Let's keep it up, baby. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see all y'all in my next episode. Later, y'all.